Hey everybody, welcome back. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. I've noticed that I have a little bit of an increase in subscribers, so I just want to say welcome to my channel. And if you like this video and you like the other videos on my channel and you subscribed, don't forget to hit that little bell so you get notified when I upload new channels. So I just want to thank you for being a part of this channel. So today I want to talk to you guys about death. Yes, death. It's a sad subject for some people, and for most people, it can be a scary subject to talk about. And for other people to discuss death, it's actually healing for them. Believe it or not, it's healing. I was, and still am sometimes, have these anxieties about dying because, we don't really know what's on the other side. I know that we are infinite beings. I know that we are divine. But, like, I don't remember. I'm here in this third dimensional world and I came back in with amnesia. I don't remember what it's like to be where I come from. It's like all memory is wiped clean. So I don't remember. But I have this feeling like I don't belong here. But now that I'm here and I live in this, third dimensional reality, and I have this ego and this body, I have these strange feelings of fear and anxiety and confusion, and I have opinions. I have all these feelings that are going through my head about death. For me, it's scary. It's scary because I'm scared that the process of it is going to hurt or be scary, or I don't know. I don't even really know. I just know that I don't know if I want to experience a long drawn out process. I don't want to know that I'm dying. I I did a past life reading with a gentleman about 5 years ago, and I forgot my name. He told me what my name was. I saved it. It's in an MP3. But I was a girl that lived in New Mexico in the 1600s, and a lot of my personality and characteristics are the same of who I am in this lifetime, and it just kind of blew my mind. And that lifetime, I died of cancer, and on my deathbed, I cleared one of my karmic debts by, forgiving the cancer, forgiving the people around me, forgiving myself. And I think that the fear of death from that long drawn out death from the 1600s, I mean, there was no help back then if you were dying of cancer. There wasn't any medicine or anything like that that could help me like there is now. Not to say that if I did have cancer now that I would go through the therapies of radiation, because I wouldn't. I would definitely choose the holistic way, but that's for another video. But I didn't have anything back then, so I think that I I went through something that was very traumatic for me, and I carried it over with me and carried it and carried it and carried it into this lifetime. And I still have my anxieties about it. When I was a kid, forget about it, man. You couldn't even talk about death around me. I was so afraid. And if you brought it up, I left the room. Sometimes I cried because there was nothing I could do about it. It's inevitable. I'm going to die no matter what. Everybody's going to die. It's what we all have in common. We all have death in common. We're all going to die. So I would turn on every single light in the house and try to change the mood and raise my vibration because I feared death that bad. As I started to enter into my spiritual journey or my spiritual development, into my conscious awakening, I've come to realize that I shouldn't fear death. I still fear the unknown, but I shouldn't fear death. And I want to truthfully tell you that I don't, but if I did, I'd be lying to you. I still have my fears, but being on this journey, being on this path, makes it a lot less scarier. If you could understand that, it's a lot less scarier, you know, because I know we are infinite. I know it. We are divine beings. We don't ever really die. But where do we go? You know, is there another side? You know, we came here with amnesia. We don't remember what the other side looked like. We don't remember where we came from. We don't even remember why we're here half the time until we start waking up and putting these puzzle pieces together. I mean, I I see spirit, I see orbs, I see energy. I'm able to channel and speak to spirit. So I know that there is life after death. In a sense, I know that there is energy after, we shed this skin, after we shed this body. There's something after this. This is not the end. When I die and they place my body in the ground, that's just a shell, an empty shell. That's just like, it's an empty shell. It's like taking this acorn. You can't even see it. It's like taking this acorn and taking out the insides and eating it, and it's gone. Oops. Still rolling away. It's like taking out the insides of that, and all you're left is a shell. And it's always going to be a shell. And then eventually the shell will, disintegrate and become, you know, it'll go back into the earth. That's nothing. That's just a shell. All of this is nothing. My spirit keeps this Gabby person that you're looking at alive and moving and, active. Death is only for our body, this vessel. Death is only for our body. When we die, we don't become spirit because we are already spirit. We are spirit. Our spirit is in this body or in your body. We transition when we die. Death is not the end. We're transitioning. Earth life as a human is temporary. Our spirit knew this before it incarnated here. However, most of us don't remember because we're still in that amnesia phase. So what happens when we die? What happens? We drop the human body and we cut that silver cord. That silver cord is what keeps our soul attached to this vessel. Once that silver cord is cut and detached, you're gone. The vessel is done. It's expired. Once the soul cuts that cord, that silver cord, it's expired. Now, every single night when we dream, we leave our body, but that doesn't mean our vessel is dead because the silver cord is still attached. It hasn't been cut. So every single night we go out into, the etheric realms and other dimensions and, other planets. We're out there. We're doing our thing out there. Whatever our thing is, we're doing it. But we're attached to the body. And every single morning or whenever you wake up, you come back into the body. Because of that silver cord, it can go out and it comes back in. It's attached. It goes out, comes back in. It can't leave you. The only time it can leave you is when it's cut. When you cut that silver cord, the spirit is free to leave the vessel for good. So when I'm able to see spirit, I'm able to describe the physical appearance of the spirit, of the person that is coming through to me. If I know them, I see them as I remembered them, okay? Or as a channeler, if spirit comes to me to relay messages to a loved one, I describe them the way that the person that they're sending the message to remembers them, to give validation that that's them. Okay, our spirit has the same mind and personality when we die. Nothing changes. We take that with us. The same personality. We take it with us. If we've been sick, we instantly become healthy, well, good. If we lived in the human vessel blind, when we die, we could see again. We're not blind anymore. If if you're living in the human vessel and you're bound to a wheelchair, when you die, you can walk. In a sense, you can walk. If you manifest legs, you can walk. You can walk again. You can do anything you want. This is the biggest concern for most people about how loved ones who are in some way physically disadvantaged in this lifetime are in the spirit world. They, they're the same personality that they were. That's how they will come through if channeled. The same look, but without all the physical restrictions. You won't. They won't show themselves ill or sick. It won't, because it won't exist anymore. When we die, we don't go up there. There's no heaven. There's no hell. We don't go up there. We don't go down there. We're not judged and condemned and sent down to hell if you didn't do the right thing. That's not what it's all about. I mean, some of you guys may disagree, but this is what I believe, and not everybody believes that. Definitely, my husband and I do not share the same belief system, and that's fine. It really, truly is. And there's no judgment. No judgment. For me, there's no judgment. He judges me. He says I'm going to hell, but I know I'm not going to hell. I agree to disagree. That's all. I'm kind about it. It's like, it is what it is. You believe what you believe, and it's okay. It's okay that you believe that. But for me, I believe that we don't go up there, we don't go down there, we're not in trouble if we didn't do the right thing while we were here. If you if you were a thief and you went to jail because you were thieving money, or you stole something from the store, or if you cheated on your spouse, or what else is horrible, if you were just an awful asshole to people, uh, and you were just a big mean grumpy person all the time towards people, you're not going to go to hell when you die. You're not. You're here to have whatever experience that you're experiencing for whatever reason. You wanted that experience, and that's what you're doing. You're experiencing what you came here to experience. Ego is what tells you that that's wrong. Ego tells you that um, you shouldn't do that because that's the wrong thing to do. That's not right. Nobody should judge anybody. We're all one. We're all here having an experience. And you may not like the experience that I'm having, but it's not your experience. It's mine. It's not your path to walk. So why does it doesn't even really concern you. You should just mind your business and walk your own path. That's what it's all about. Just do your own thing. Do something. We're not here not to do anything. We're here just to experience and to do stuff. No matter if you believe that it's right or wrong, because there is no right or wrong. It's just stuff. So when you die, you don't go up there, you don't go down there, you're everywhere. And you're able to move around freely. With just a thought. We are consciousness. We could be anywhere with just a thought. If I want to be in Hawaii, I think Hawaii, boom, I'm there. I'm there with just a thought. If I can see multiple people at the same time. Well, I can't right now, but in spirit can see multiple people at the same time. Like for instance, when I was a kid, and I couldn't understand why people prayed to God. Okay, I just didn't find, like, how can God listen to all of these prayers? How can Source listen to everybody at the same time? Like, how is that even possible? Because He's Source. He's consciousness. He is everything, everywhere. We are God. We are an aspect of God, a fractal of God. Think of God, Source, as the sun in the sky. I'm not saying that God is the sun, just using that as an analogy. Think of God as a sun in the sky. And the rays that come out of the sun is still the sun. It's the light of the sun. Now think of the rays that are gleaming out of the sun and shining on the water and projecting out like other little rays of sun. All of that is still the sun having a different effect, having a different experience. That's what we are. We are all little godlings down here having our own experience. Now, when I mentioned that your spirit, your soul can be everywhere all at once, I know that sounds like, what's the word everybody uses? That weird airy fairy. It does. It kind of feels or sounds airy fairy or fairy tale-ish or Harry Potter-ish. But It's true. You can be everywhere at once. And I did an experiment. My husband's uncle passed away, and I said, I'll prove to you that he can hear you. hmm So I started recording, and I called out to him, and this light came from across the room, and it went around my husband. And I said, if you're here, blah, 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 I don't remember exactly what I said, da, 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 can you prove to my husband that you're here, that you can be here with just a thought? And he came out. And I will find that video and I will share it here, and you guys tell me what you think. I just, what are the odds that he had just passed away a couple hours, and then I called out to him and did the recording. For those of you that have been following me for a long time know that I record orbs, and that this channel was originally called Gabrielle Garcia Orbs. And that's one of the reasons why I actually created this channel, is because I wanted to share my orb experience, the spirits, the paranormal experiences that I was experiencing. So that video is on this channel. I just have to find it, and I will link it somewhere in this video, either down below in the description, or I'll stick it on one of those little cards that pop up in the corner, and I'll show it to you guys so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. When we die, this is not the end. This is not the final ending. When we die, it's the beginning. It's the ending of this skin, this vessel, and it's the beginning of going back home, being closer to source, being free from being in this world, in this body. Also, when we die, spirit doesn't feel anything. Spirit doesn't feel cold. Spirit doesn't feel hot. They don't feel the heat. They don't feel pain. Nor do they don't even really, they don't feel any emotion. Again, emotions are ego-based. These are all human things, okay? But they know how you are feeling at all times, and they understand how you are feeling at all times. Spirit does not feel, but they are in a vibration of love, unconditional love. Love is the law. It's the universal law. Love is the law. Spirit has full memory of the life that they lived, and excuse me, and they never ever leave you, unless of course that they have reincarnated, in which case they're probably still with you some way, somehow. They're probably still with you, around you. Maybe somebody gave birth and had a baby and they reincarnated into that baby, or maybe you met a new friend or something. I don't know. They're still around you some way, somehow. They still are in your soul family, and if they come back, they still come back, because we travel in groups, soul groups. We never ever really leave each other. And there may be times that you may experience an essence of them. Even from another person, you may experience an essence of them. There are people that have asked me, how about children? What happens to children when they die? Well, in most cases, children who die tend to grow up in spirit. Now, I'm giving this to you in a way that your ego can understand it. So when children die, they're not just these little babies on the other side being cared for by angels. I mean, you grow up in spirit. I don't even know how to analyze this to make you understand. You're just not a baby. You don't cross over, and you're not a baby forever. And you're not a floating little ball of light going goo goo gaga, and you don't know anything. You grow up in spirit. You go back into the form that you were before you came here. We all do. And we all pick an age that we're comfortable at. So if a child dies at birth or very young, they tend to grow up to, again, so your ego can understand. Young is like in your 20s, 20, 25, 30. You're young, you're vibrant, you're healthy, you're happy. In spirit form, we live as we were at our happiest and our healthiest. So it's only natural for a child that has passed away young to reach a peak age of, somewhere in the 20s, early 30s, you know, and they decide to stay that way in spirit until they reincarnate. Again, this is explained this way so that your ego can understand it. In essence, we are energy. We can manifest anything, anything that we want. We can be anything that we want in free from this body. But to have the experience, we incarnate here on earth into a body to feel life, to experience life, to have emotions, go through challenges, and so on and so on and so on. So for instance, if your mother was an extremely beautiful woman and she passes away at the age of, I don't know, 60, and she was very sick, when she passes or transitions, she will now appear to you as the healthy and strong woman that she was when she was in her 20s or her 30s, smiling, being happy. She'll appear to you at the happiest point of her living life, or she'll appear to you as you remembered her. But if you remembered her sick, she's not going to appear to you sick. So she's going to appear to you at the happiest point of her life, her living life. So we don't ever really get over a death, for we are currently physical and we have lost that physical part of the loved one. But aside from that, we haven't lost anything else. I mean, again, death is sad. So when somebody dies, we're not we're not really losing them. We're just losing the physical aspect of them. Um, Spiritually, they're always there, and if you're aware spiritually, you'll be able to feel them with you. So if you've lost someone, just know that they're always with you in spirit. They're probably giving you signs all the time, and you're not aware spiritually enough. You're not at that point in your life to see the signs. Or maybe you are. And if you are, that's amazing. That's awesome. That's a blessing. It's a blessing for you and them. But, spirit comes through and they give signs to us all the time. Loved ones give signs to us all the time. They do it via radio. Maybe their favorite song comes on the radio. As soon as you get into the car and you turn the car on, bam, you're like, wow, that was so and so's favorite song when they were alive. They used to love that song. They used to dance like this to that song, stuff like that. That's a sign from that person letting you know that they're with you at that moment. hmm Um, what else? Maybe a loved one loved dolphins or cats or rabbits or skunks or something crazy, something that you yourself, you're not really into that stuff. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, randomly, in an awkward place, moment in time, all of a sudden you see a dolphin. And you're like, whoa, a dolphin. If you're aware, you just know that that dolphin is a sign that your loved one is with you. Um, there's so many signs that they give us all the time. Pennies is a sign. Maybe you see pennies all the time. You see them so much that it's triggered you to say to yourself, damn, I see pennies a lot. Like I'm always picking up pennies. I'm always finding pennies. That's because those pennies are a sign from your loved one. They're with you. Feathers is a sign. Dragonflies, um, butterflies, hummingbirds. Those are signs. Cardinals. That's another sign that loved ones are with you. They're giving us so many signs all the time. Me personally, I see a lot of those things, but one of my biggest signs that I have spirit with me is I see hearts all the time, all the time. This in the strangest ways. It really truly is. It's in the strangest ways. I could be outside walking around and I'll look down and I'll see a rock in the shape of a heart. Or For instance, I made my smoothie and some of my smoothie dropped on the counter in the shape of a heart. On my hardwood floors, I was doing yoga. It was in like the downward dog or something, and I happened to look down, and there was a heart, like scratched into the floor, like you know how hardwood floors get the little scratch marks and stuff. Well, there was one in the shape of a heart. I also have one in the shape of a face upstairs. That's another sign that I get faces. I get faces all the time. I think I have a rock right here. I think I've shown this to you guys before. I was down in Lake Ontario, and oh man, the light's bad. I'm sitting by the window. Can you guys see it? Look at that. It's a rock with a face. This is not the first rock with a face. This is one of many. Little face on the rock. The eyes and the mouth, you see it? We got a little nose right there. I'm just saying, like, the strangest things, you guys, and they're signs. And once you recognize it and you realize it and you're aware of it, you're going to see them all the time and everywhere. And when I see them, I just thank them and I tell them I love them. Now, I hope this video was helpful for some of you to understand that death is not the end. There is no end. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. Put them in the description area below. Don't be shy. I get back to everybody. I guess I made this video not only for some of you, but for myself, to remind myself that this is not the end. There is much more. And because of my fear about death, I do have to, you know, remind myself that I'm in the work of spirit. And I hear spirit all the time tell me, like, Gabby, you should know that this is not the end. We're here. We're talking to you. We're with you. And I just have to say back to them, like, I know. I know. I know. It's just, I know, but I don't know because there is still an unknown. But I hope this video, you know, came through and resonated for some of you guys out there. And if it didn't, then it didn't. You know, it's not meant for everybody. Also, real quick, I'd like to mention that I do offer full numerology reports. For those of you that don't know what numerology is, it's everything, okay? It really truly is. The whole universe is ran by numbers. So if you want to learn what your life path number is, or what it even means, or what your future holds for you, or what your heart desire is, what is your passion, what is your expression number. I mean, the list goes on. There's so much to this numerology report. It's about 10 to 12 pages long. I email it to you guys. And it's only $11.11. It's really just an energy exchange. That's why I only charge $11.11. I mean, I guess anybody else that would do this report would probably charge a lot more because there's so much to it. Like, honestly, there's just so much to it. There's people that I email this to that are like, damn, girl, I'm still reading it. But I mean, it's a lot of useful information if you're interested in learning, you know, about yourself and what your name means and what your birth date means. And it's really just, I don't know. I did mine, and mine is just, it's so on point. And there's a lot of people that I sent it to that are like, wow, like this is freaky. Damn it, I can't say the word. Freakishly. There you go. I couldn't say that word for some reason. Freakishly. For some reason, it doesn't sound right. Freakishly. Whatever. You know what I mean. Don't laugh at me. But they agree that it's really on point for them as well. And if any of you, if any of my subscribers that have received a numerology report from me, could you please put a little review in the comments in this video just so other people can read them to see, you know, what your review of it was. Like, how on point was it really? And if it wasn't on point, please be honest. Like, just, you know, say like, yeah, you know, some of it was, some of it wasn't. Just totally be honest. It really won't hurt my feelings. You know, I would like to know. I want to make sure that I, you know, did it right. It was calculated correctly. So again, just put in the comment area below your experience with the numerology report that I sent you, and how, was it on point? Was it not on point? Also, I'd like to thank everyone that has donated. I'm at a loss for words. I've never had people donate before, and some of you guys are very um, just generous. Some of you guys are very generous, and it really just warmed my heart. Like, I didn't even know what to do, and I was like, "Whoa, like, is this a mistake?" And I don't know. It's truly a blessing. It really is. And what you're doing, this is all energy. So the energy that you gave to me, it's gonna come back to you, because everything recycles and comes around, and it's karma, good karma. It's gonna come back to you in so many beautiful blessings. It truly is. And what I'm gonna do with it is pay it forward, and do the work of the light, in the light of the light. And I just thank you. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. You've truly inspired me to keep going and to do this and to keep talking, because there's been times that I'm like, yeah, I'm probably not going to do a video today, It's not worth it. It truly is worth it. I didn't know that there were so many of you guys out there that watch my videos. And even though you don't comment, you will email me and let me know that you watch my videos. And I thank you so much. And I'm so happy that a lot of you resonate with me. It really does. It brings joy to my heart. And again, thank you. Just thank you. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I love you guys. I love you guys so much. Sending you all lots of love, lots of light, and many, many, many blessings to you.